Zach and Tori Roloff detail freak accident that landed son in hospital. Hello viewers, I am Alana. Welcome back to my channel. USA Daily History for Roloff family latest news update. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Little people, big world stars Zach and Tori Roloff revealed the freak accident that recently sent their son, Josiah, to the hospital. On the May 22 episode of their Raising Heights podcast, the former TLC personalities detailed an accident that landed their 3-year-old in an emergency room. It all started when their daughter, Lila, 5, was playing outside with Josiah right after Tori left to take their son, Jackson, 8, to a baseball game. She received a call from Zach 5 minutes after they departed. "I just knew something was wrong," Tori recalled. "I answered the FaceTime to just Josiah's forehead cut open and blood just racing down his face." As it turned out, Josiah fell in the gravel in the Roloff's front yard after tumbling out of a kid's powered car following a malfunction with the toy's seatbelt. Further inspection of the scene revealed what happened. The seatbelt is clicked together, but it's disconnected from the Jeep. How it connects to the Jeep broke, Zach explained. "I feel like there might be some sort of lawsuit there," Tori replied. "Once you see how the seatbelt's connected, all of a sudden in my head, I'm like, this is so unsafe." The mom of 3 also noted they've had the powered toy for a long time and that it has been well loved. "It's also why we should probably be wearing helmets when we ride the Jeeps," Tori admitted. "It's one of those things that it honestly was like a freak accident. We never expected that to happen." Ultimately, Jackson needed 2 stitches to help close the wound. Thank goodness he's okay. Zach and Tori Roloff open up about their reality TV plans on Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Volo's podcast. In the years since Counting On was canceled by TLC, some members of the Duggar family have continued to share their lives online instead, posting more frequently on social media to give fans a glimpse of what they're up to today. And now, another couple is joining their ranks, Jason and his wife, Maddie Grace, who announced this week that they're launching their own YouTube channel. In a post that Maddie shared on her Instagram stories on Wednesday, she revealed that she and Jason were filming a Q&A video that evening and told fans to send in their questions. In a separate slide, she linked to their YouTube channel, which has gained more than 400 followers so far. "We're so excited to answer your questions," Maddie wrote in her post, adding the hand hearts emoji. Though Maddie and Jason have only been posting glimpses of their married lives sporadically on Instagram since they tied the knot in October, she's been sharing more on TikTok, where it seems she's been dipping her toes into the world of vlogging. Most recently, Maddie posted a video of her snow day adventures in Arkansas. One critic posted the news of Maddie and Jason's YouTube channel on a popular Duggar Snark subreddit, writing, "The only thing less shocking would be if they had announced that they were pregnant." Most people seem to agree, with one commenter sharing they thought Maddie has been wanting to be an influencer for a while. Meanwhile, others thought that this would be a precursor to a pregnancy announcement, setting up for when they wanted to share their parenting journey. Many of the Duggar couples have been turning to YouTube to share their lives, including Jinger and Jeremy, Joy and Austin, and Jana and her new husband, Stephen. If they're looking for guidance on how to get started, they have plenty of family members they can ask. But given how curious fans have been about Jason and Maddie's marriage, it doesn't seem as if they'll have any trouble finding viewers to tune into their videos. Little people, big world Zach Roloff makes bold political revelation. Zach Roloff made a rare political statement during the newest episode of his podcast with wife Tori. On the February 20 installment of Raising Heights, Zach and Tori talked about the tragic plane crash in Washington, D.C. on January 29. "Recently a terrible thing happened," Zach began. "This is a couple weeks ago now that you're listening, but the plane crash in Washington, D.C. with the helicopter. I'm sure more information's going to come out about all that in the meantime. Bottom line, that was terrible," the reality star added before referencing Donald Trump's implications that DEI might have been to blame. Back to the beginning of this conversation, with you can be on the left and right, and you can have right-leaning opinions, even though you mostly resonate with left, or vice versa. I don't agree with how Trump politicalized it. Okay, blaming the flight controller as possibly someone that got hired because of DEI. Zach said, "I don't agree with that. I think that it's important to note that like 70 families' lives, 64 families' lives, were just turned upside down," Tori pointed out. "Give it a couple days before you start pointing the finger at everyone. Every president I've known since I've started following politics has done this to a crisis here in America, has politicalized things. Let's put that down. This is not something new," Zach said. "Trump's not the first president to politicalize a tragedy. So let's get that under the weather real quick. I voted for him, but I don't agree how he went about that. You know what I'm saying. And that's okay to say." Zach went on to argue that just because a person votes for a candidate doesn't mean they have to agree with everything that politician does. "I don't think anyone that voted for Biden agreed with everything Biden did. You get what I'm saying a little bit?" Zach asked. "Like that should be better or more okay to say, but we're so decisive lines have been so drawn that no one can bend a little bit. And no one can have grace for anyone," Tori said, with Zach agreeing. "The whole side of debate and conversation has gone out the window." Zach and Tori Roloff reveal what they miss most about filming TLC show, and if they'd return to TV. Zach and Tori Roloff are looking back at their time on Little People, Big World after making their official exit last year. "I don't know if we necessarily miss the show, because now we're sharing our lives on our terms, which is a gift. Honestly," Tori, 33, said on the Wednesday, February 5, episode of Jinger Dover and Jeremy Volo's self-titled podcast. "We can kind of control the narrative of what is shown, especially with our kids being involved. We can choose what we share with them." Both Tori and Zach, 34, shared that while they don't miss the filming aspect, they do miss the connections they made behind the scenes. Zach starred on the TLC series, which premiered in 2006, alongside parents Matt and Amy and siblings Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. The show followed the family as they ran a farm together in Oregon. Zach ended up meeting Tori as they worked together on the farm. The pair tied the knot in 2015 and have since welcomed 3 children: Jackson Kyle, 7, Lila Ray, 5, and Jose Luke, 2. In February 2024, Zach and Tori announced they were exiting Little People, Big World. While they were happy with the decision to leave, Zach acknowledged he had mixed feelings about whether he could see his family making a return to TV at some point. "It's tough too. There's these certain days where I'm like, oh man, maybe we could do it. But then instantly you remember some things that did annoy you at the time, whether valid or not, or you didn't like it," he reflected on Wednesday. "You have to remind yourself sometimes, why did we step away? And then there could be days when you wake up and have too much coffee and you're like, we could do this again." One thing Zach does not miss is doing the confessional interviews for the show. "I have a hard time when I say something and then have to repeat it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, because all of a sudden it brings on a new meaning," he said. "When I say, it's actually not a big deal, but now I feel like it is becoming a big deal." Tori echoed similar sentiments and explained that she struggled having to discuss conflict on the show, despite resolving the matter prior. "Whenever there was a conflict and then 6 months later, you're over the conflict, whatever happened has been resolved, we've moved on," she recalled. 6 months later, you're still talking about this conflict. That was always really frustrating. Tori noted that when conflict with her husband made it on the show, she and Zach had a hard time sharing their issues since they're both private. "We are not public arguers even by nature. If we have a conflict in public or while with friends, we do a look and we'll talk about it later. It's never in the presence of other people," she explained. "It's always handled very privately. When it turned to like, you guys gotta argue about this, Zach and I are not actors. We looked at each other and it was like, this is awkward." Since their departure from reality TV, Zach and Tori have been looking to see what's next for them and their family. The twosome expressed interest in keeping fans updated with their lives through online platforms. "I think in the new age with YouTube, it is hard now to go back to a reality TV model," Zach said, "'cause you can control your own media now.